Hey everybody, so today we're going to be talking about how to make sentences more interesting and how to expand upon our sentences. So I have an example sentence for you here, and this says, "The kitten scratched." Now this is a full sentence, but it doesn't tell us very much. It's not very detailed, and if you've ever seen me write in the corner of your writing, add more detail, I would write that next to this sentence because we can definitely add more detail here. So one thing that we can do when we're adding detail is we can think about some adjectives to describe the kitten. Okay, remember adjectives are describing words. So what are some ways that we could describe the kitten? We could say that it is a cute kitten. We could say that maybe the kitten is a naughty kitten because it's scratching. Or we could even maybe say the sneaky kitten scratched. Okay, these are all adjectives. Another thing we can do to add some more detail to this sentence is we can ask ourselves, well, can we add some adverbs? And remember, adverbs are words that describe verbs. And if you look at this sentence, which word is the verb? Scratched, right? That's the action, the thing that the kitten is doing. So when we have adverbs, there's 3 types of adverbs that we learned about this year. There are adverbs that describe how, there's adverbs that describe when, and there's adverbs that describe where. Okay? So we can ask ourselves, how did the kitten scratch? The kitten scratched noisily. I don't know if I spelled that right. I think so. We can ask ourselves, when did the kitten scratch? Did it scratch in the evening? Did it scratch today? Yesterday? I'm going to say the kitten scratched today. Where did the kitten scratch? Did it scratch here? Did it scratch there? There are a bunch of different adverbs that you can add for where. I'm going to just keep it simple for now, and I'm going to say the kitten scratched over there. Okay? Now, we can think of some examples of things that the kitten scratched. Okay, so if we wanted to add, for example, after this, we would need to think of some things that the kitten scratched. So if you think in your head, what are some things that kittens might scratch? I think it scratched the couch. I think it scratched the chairs. And it's even scratched the door. Okay, so now we have all this information. We need to take all of these extra details and add them to our sentence. So remember, adjectives are describing the kitten, so we want to put those before the word kitten, okay? So I'm going to write it down here. I'm going to say, the naughty kitten. Maybe let's add a line here so we can see our sentence. The naughty kitten, and when we add an adverb that's describing the verb, usually we put it after the verb. So you'll see here, if I wanted to say it scratched noisily, I have to put the word scratched first. Scratched noisily. Scratched noisily. And I could add these other ones too. I could say, the naughty kitten scratched noisily today, or the naughty kitten scratched noisily over there. But for now, I'm going to skip these two, and I'm going to give some examples of things that the kitten scratched. So I'm going to say, comma, for example, comma, the couch, the naughty kitten scratched noisily. Well, I'm going to make this simpler and actually add a period here and make this a new sentence. Okay, so I've erased my commas, and I'm going to put a second sentence for example. I'm going to put, for example, and I don't have to say the kitten again, I can say it scratched the couch. Kind of hard to write like this, sorry. The couch, comma, the chairs, and the door. Okay, so that's a little off screen here, but I'll zoom in a little. So what I've done is I've changed this sentence that just says the kitten scratched, and I've added a lot more details. I've added adjectives, the naughty kitten. I've added adverbs, scratched noisily. And I've also added examples. For example, it scratched the couch, the chairs, and the door. Okay, so you're going to be working on this today in your activity books. So stay tuned and I'm going to show you which activity book to open, and we're going to do one more example. So right now you're going to be opening up your activity page to activity page 7.4, building sentences. So we're going to do this first example together, and then you're going to do the rest on your own, okay? And I'm going to be typing this in here, so, bear with me if I have problems. So we're going to look at this sentence right here that says, the boy broke his leg. And again, this is a complete sentence. It's not an incomplete sentence, but it's not a very exciting sentence. So we are going to come up with some examples of things that we can do to improve the sentence. So an adjective for the boy that they already wrote down was clumsy. So we could say the clumsy boy, but we need to think of 3 more things. I could say the energetic boy broke his leg. I could say let's see, what else? The silly boy broke his leg. And the careless boy broke his leg. Okay, those are all adjectives. Let's think of some adverbs we can add in here to describe how he broke his leg. We could say he broke his leg. He broke his leg slowly. They have quickly, so we could add slowly. I wrote noisily for the cat, but I'm going to write it here too, just as another example. Noisily. And the boy broke his leg. Move this over here. Well, loudly. Okay, those are all adverbs that describe how. Okay, now we need some adverbs that describe when. So, when I was describing this to you a couple months ago, I kept telling people that you could not write whole sentences, but I was a little bit wrong about that. For example, I could write in the middle of the night. And a couple months ago, I told you that was not okay, that you needed to think of one word to put in this box, I realized I was wrong. So I'm telling you now it's okay to write whole sentences to describe when. This is the in part here is the adverb. So don't worry about that. All right, let's think of another example of when he broke his leg. He broke his leg yesterday. Or we could also say he broke his leg last afternoon. Okay, that's all telling us when he broke his leg. Okay, now we need where he broke his leg. And see, they put an example, the soccer field, that's more than one word, but that's okay. So I'm going to think of more places he could have broken his leg. He broke his leg at his house. He broke his leg on the trampoline. Or we can just say he broke his leg here. Okay, these are all adverbs that describe where. Now if we're going down to here it wants you to take all of these words that you've come up with and make sentences for it. Okay, it says rewrite at least 2 new, more descriptive versions of the sentence. Okay, so I'm going to do the first one here. The energetic boy slowly broke his leg in the middle of the night at his house. Now I realize now that slowly sort of sounds weird in that sentence, but don't worry about it. It's grammatically correct. All right, let's think of another one. And I'm just going to take the words that I already used up above there. I'm going to say, the silly boy noisily broke his leg. Noisily broke his leg yesterday on the trampoline. Okay, that's another sentence. Now one more. Move this here. Oop, it went away. Come back. The careless boy loudly broke his leg last afternoon here. Okay, those are all sentences that I took from my words right here. So hopefully these examples will help you do the rest of the activity page. And the rest of the activity page is also asking you to add some examples, just like we did with the cat sentence. So the boy broke his leg and has to miss playing sports. For example, basketball, baseball, and soccer. So you have to think of some board games and some things to read and some flowers that he could have had. And you're going to start by writing, for example. Okay, this example that they're giving us here, they didn't start a new sentence, so you don't need to do a capital. You just need to write, for example, and then give some examples. Okay? Don't forget that there's also a continued page here with my mother cooks and all of this. Okay, so you're going to go all the way to page 84 today.